if I speak, that is a woman's voice, but other people put you in like a binary category that doesn't match your gender identity and it makes you feel shitty. So then you practice and put effort into this process of training yourself to speak a certain way that matches the expectations of other people and that feels performative. Being a tomboy as a trans woman is hard. Is it? I try to dress that way and I just get called a man. People are just shitty. It confuses cis people. That's the only... Yeah, I guess that's like the thing. It's like you're not matching like people's expectations. If you're a cis woman and you're a butch lesbian, you're also going to be called a man. Okay, you're a woman, right? This is like your gender identity. Then you have your gender expression. I'm just going to write expression. So you got your gender expression, and then it's like on a layer, right? Like this is you know, what society perceives as feminine. This is for women. This is masculine. This is for men, right? Like if you wear skirts are more like feminine. It kind of depends on like the culture, your environment, and so on. If you're a trans woman and you have your biological changes to your body because of puberty, right? And that is also like on a thing, right? You have things that are more like gendered male, and then you have things that are considered female, right? Like if you're tall, that is like considered more that is considered manly because like men are taller than women on average. So like if you're 6 feet, then that is being placed, this is like putting you into like the male category. You have like a bunch of things because of, you know, puberty, changes to puberty. Like when it comes to your voice, testosterone affects your voice, estrogen doesn't affect your voice. And it feels like if you have like a lot of things in this area, when it comes to your expression, you gotta overcompensate with femininity, and you can't allow yourself to be masculine because that is going to make it difficult for other people to place you. But that sucks. These are also things that cis women struggle with, right? But if you're a trans woman, it feels like imposter syndrome because you went through the wrong puberty. It feels like imposter syndrome because, oh, now you're performing in order to have like the approval of cis people, right? If you do voice training, you struggle with voice training, it highlights your dysphoria, but it also highlights like your imposter syndrome. It's like, oh, why do I need to put effort into my voice training? Because society genders me incorrectly if I just speak normally. I'm a woman. If I speak, that is a woman's voice, but other people put you in like a binary category that doesn't match your gender identity and it makes you feel shitty. So then you practice and put effort into this process of training yourself to speak a certain way that matches the expectations of other people and that feels performative. Obviously, it's like for your own comfort too, because like getting misgendered sucks because it's very like, you know, it can be traumatic and it can be really frustrating to constantly have to like out yourself and prove yourself that you are who you say you are. Obviously, there will always be people who are going to put you in like the category in order to like misgender you, and they're going to call you a man. But it feels like if you have gone through male puberty, especially if you haven't been on HRT and you haven't started transitioning, and the you know, these biological changes to your body haven't been like mitigated or like completely changed, because, you know, HRT is magic, it feels like you can't allow yourself to do a lot of like feminine things, right? Because if you are perceived to be male because you went through male puberty and you're tall, you have broad shoulders, maybe your hairline, right? You have like male pattern baldness or something. You know, your facial symmetry is being placed as like male. It's like heavily gendered. Everything is like heavily gendered. And these people act like, you know, female and male are entirely different species and there's no overlap whatsoever, which is insane. But like, that is what the patriarchy does, right? It's gendering arbitrary natural things in order to make you feel bad about yourself, right? Like women, cis women are being like gaslit that like the idea that a woman has like a body hair is like so unnatural and dystopian that you are gross and you gotta put in a lot of money in order to like erase these unnatural things when it's like women have body hair too, women have facial hair too. Women have Adam's apples. If you're a cis woman and you have like a dominant like Adam's apple, people are going to call you a man because, you know, women aren't supposed to have Adam's apple, which is like, it came with your fucking larynx. But this is like how, you know, the cosmetic industry, the beauty industry are like, you know, creating these flaws in order to sell the solution. And trans people fall for this too, because like, hey, we want to go on like the other side, right? We're going from male to female, or from female to male, and we want to be gendered a certain way. Obviously, not everybody is going to gender us, but it feels like you have to overcompensate for the fact that you went through the wrong puberty. And that can also highlight your imposter syndrome. Because it's like, oh, you're over-performative and you're doing things for other people instead of doing the things for yourself. Because like, if you're, you know, a man and you want to wear a dress, you are just being perceived as a man in a dress, and, you know, maybe that just feels wrong to you. That is something that I had to deal with, right? Like when I was 14 and I put on a skirt and I looked at myself and I was like, I don't want to be a femboy, I just want to be a girl. But looking into the mirror, I just see a boy who wears a skirt, and that sucks. When I do voice training, I struggle with the fact that like I even have to do voice training, right? Because testosterone changed my voice in such a way that it makes it difficult for me to be gendered correctly, and that sucks. And then you put effort into it, you try to practice, and it still doesn't work. It still doesn't give you like the desired result because voice training is hard and you struggle with it. Maybe you struggle more with it than like other people, but the fact that you even have to put in the work already makes it very like performative. And then TERFs, like transphobes and so on, are weaponizing that, and they are going, why do you have to like do these gender stereotypes if a woman is someone who identifies as a woman? And it's like, because you made the system. The patriarchy, like misogyny and so on, like you made the system, you gendered all of these things. That's like saying, oh, you're a trans man, you want to be a real man, why don't you suppress your emotions? Why do you still feel sad? Oh, that's not really manly of you. And then to be like, oh, why are you struggling with your mental health? Why can't you feel vulnerable? Why can't you open up about your thing? It's like, because you made the system, and then you force everybody into like the system and to adhere to it. And if they step out of it, you're going to get abused for it. You're going to get harassed for it. If you're a cis woman and you're a mask, right? If you're a tomboy, you're going to get abused for it. If you're a cis woman, but you're like overweight, people are going to call you a man because like, oh my god, you're not actually a real woman, because real women are like petite and small and beautiful and pretty, and you're ugly. This is fucked up. This misogyny and so on, like you made the system. And then for my comfort, right? For my comfort, I try really hard to match the expectations of other people so I get gendered correctly. But it's also like the thing, because I feel guilty when other people do not hear my voice and automatically assume, oh, she, her. Oh, because I didn't try hard enough. I didn't work hard enough to meet other people's expectations. I can't ask them to respect my pronouns because, like, you know, that is just too much. And the act of asking someone to respect you is already like also causing a lot of imposter syndrome, because like, oh, real women don't need to tell other people their pronouns. Biological women don't need to prove that they are women to other people. And it's like, actually, you don't realize it. A lot of neurotypical people do certain things, these performative things for other people, without realizing that it's all a performance for other people. Men proving that they are very masculine for other men, for the approval of other men. Because like, if you're not, then you're going to get bullied. But they are not questioning why. It's like, oh, do I do certain things? Do I go into like a cosmetic aisle and I look for like shampoo or something? Why do I look in the men's category? Why can't I just look in general? Why are these things gendered? Why are fruit smells gendered? That doesn't make a lot of sense. But these people don't think about it. If you're a trans person, you have like an interesting relationship with your gender identity, and with your expression as well. Cis people they are just being pushed in a certain direction and they don't question it. And then they are weaponizing their ignorance, things that they are doing, you know, every single time, using the system, weaponizing the system in order to invalidate you as a trans person. It's so annoying. Like, yeah, you should be able to express yourself a certain way, and also have other people gender you correctly. Because, you know, if you're a woman, if you identify as a woman, it doesn't matter what you do, what you look like. That shouldn't be like the thing. But people are just judging you based on what they see and how you fit into their expectations of what men and what women look like, what they do, how they behave. I even have like trans people invalidate a lot of the things, like when it comes to my gender identity, because I don't do the thing that they were taught that they have to do in order to be women. Oh, if you want to be a woman, you need to have bottom surgery, you need to start HRT, you need to do all of these things. No, you don't. There's not really like a goal that you need to reach in order to earn to call yourself a woman.